Hello guys, word of warning, this is about the fourth or fifth time that I've tried recording this video, so if it cuts out again because for some reason today Movie Edit Pro does not want to work very well and play nice with me, my next recording may well just be me screaming at the microphone, so you've been warned. Hopefully it's going to be fine, but we'll see. Anyway, I just wanted to apologise that I haven't uploaded a new video in a very long time. I've really no excuse beyond sort of awkward procrastination. As you can see, this is a Christmas picture. I started this in December, and I know there's nothing anyone wants to see less in February going on March than a Christmas picture. But to my defence, I started this in December. I started this about 2 weeks before Christmas, and then Christmas started happening and things got in the way, and that combined with the fact that it's a much larger picture than I'm used to doing in real media, I kind of limit myself to A4, A3 and, no, A3 is what this is, A4, A5 and A6 pieces. This was a much larger piece, and as such it took so long, and then even after I'd finished doing it, the recording was hours and hours long, and it took me a very long time to edit it down to the 10 minutes, which I figure is a sort of normal YouTube length. So I'm hoping that I've done it okay. It's one of my first videos that I actually edited, so I'm sort of taking my mind back to when I did it. I've got about 5 or 6 videos lined up on my PC just sitting here waiting for me to do the voiceovers for. Unfortunately, I still live at home, so I'm never quite alone enough to sit down and do the voice editing without being interrupted in some way, and also I still am quite intimidated about doing this. I still haven't gotten over the hurdle of, oh god, my voice on YouTube, which is daft because I spend every single night blathering away to my friends on TeamSpeak. That's not a problem, and I don't have many subscribers yet, so I shouldn't be scared of like, oh god, the masses are going to hear my voice. It's basically the only people that are going to be watching this are you guys who are my friends, so I shouldn't be intimidated, and yet I really am. But I'm going to push through, and I'm going to start recording the voiceovers for these videos, and I really want to just get these videos out there on a weekly basis. My YouTube plan, my sort of YouTube dream, is to upload one art video and one sort of lifestyle vloggy video every week, so 2 videos a week. And it shouldn't be a problem because I am drawing an awful lot, so I'll just record the things I'm drawing, and it's kind of a double whammy. That was always the biggest problem I had with doing YouTube in the past, was I really wanted to get in the vlogging scene, but I felt horrendously guilty because I would spend a whole day recording a vlog and editing it and uploading it, and I would feel like that is a day that I should have spent on art, so I kind of stopped doing that through the guilt of that. And now, having discovered the whole YouTubing art movement scene that's going on here, I realised that now I can do the art and record it, and I sort of kill 2 birds with 1 stone, so yeah, awesome. I really hope you enjoy these videos. Like I said, it's a learning curve. I'm getting there. It's just, people think like doing YouTube and doing art, they think are very easy things to do, and they're really not. Anyone who's watching this, I hope, will appreciate that it's a chore. It takes me all day to edit and sort out a video, and it's fun, sure, it really is fun, and obviously I wouldn't do it if I didn't enjoy doing it, and I wouldn't draw if I didn't feel like I had to draw. But it isn't easy. It's not as simple as draw picture, upload picture, done. And it's just a case of getting better at it, and yeah, and that only comes with practice, so hopefully, with time, I'm really hoping that I can look back on this channel in like a year's time and go, wow, I've really improved. Those videos were awful and I'm so much better now, but we will see. This painting was also the first time I drew characters like Peridot and Ruby and Sapphire, so it was very intimidating getting that right. And one of the huge bugbears I have with being a marker artist, I'm primarily a digital artist, but I love my markers, is finding the right shades. So you can see here I'm going over and over and over because I don't have the right colours. But I'm happy with this picture in general. I've got the original sitting in my room and I don't really know what to do with it. I'll probably try and sell it online, but I don't know if anyone really wants a Christmas picture. It all came from the silliest thing, this huge picture that ended up taking me like days of work and is far larger than I wanted it to be. It came from a very simple joke that my friend Luke made to me, which was, you should draw a Christmas picture and it should feature Peridot's boot being used as a stocking. That was the origins of this picture. It was before it was before the January Stephen bomb. It was when we knew Peridot had the limb extenders, and we didn't know she was going to become a very vital character in the Stephen. Like, we didn't know that she was going to become very friendly and indeed become a sort of crystal gem by the end of it. So yeah, it's very much before the recent Stephen bomb. So you've got Peridot there being quite grumpy and, yeah, upset, probably very insulted that her boot is being used as a stocking. But it was just this tiny little idea, and originally it was going to have Garnet on the side there, and then halfway through the sketch I realised that I really wanted to have Ruby and Sapphire, who I hadn't drawn before, and I wanted them kissing under the mistletoe because I think they're the cutest pairing in the whole wide world. So I wanted to do that, and then Lion was a very last addition to the picture because I realised that I had left him out, and, you know, he's a big cat at the end of the day, so he would just love all the baubles on the tree and want to murder them. Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of thought. I didn't like thumbnail out the picture or anything. I just drew the sketch and then I sort of transferred it through onto A4 paper using a lightbox, A3 paper rather, God, using a lightbox, and then I sort of just went for it. And it was my first time using brush pens. I was using Kuretake Zig twin brush marker pens for the inking because I wanted it to be very fluid and loose. I didn't want... It takes me a very long time. I'm very much more comfortable with microns and fine liners, but it does take a very long time to make them look fluid and natural. My sketches are always really loose and full of life, and then by the time I ink them, I'm so not happy with them because they don't look like they've just lost all the character and the life that they had. So I'm trying to move over to brush pens where I can be a little looser, hopefully, you know, just take it more relaxed and get on with it, and yeah. So, and then I'm using Pro markers, and it's basically, whenever I use markers, it's a combination of Pro markers, Copic markers, and Prismacolor markers. They're like the three that I have that I use all of the time. I made the very unfortunate mistake, you'll see, I think I've left some of the edits in just so you can see the mistakes, but my inking pens, my brush pens, the Kuretake, they are water-based, and as a result they're perfect for using markers which are alcohol-based. They don't leak. You can do your inks and then you can go straight over them with marker pens, and it's pretty fine. But what I didn't really think about was the fact that I did want a very watercolory, washy background. I'm using here a Works, the Works, which is a sort of discount art bookstore in the UK. They used to do these beautiful, very faint, very faded watercolours that were glittery and pearlescent, and they're really, really pretty, and I've got a couple of packs because they don't do them anymore. And I'm using them for the background because it's far too large to use with markers in general, and I also really wanted a very washy, storybooky background. But unfortunately, because they are obviously watercolour, water-based paints, I did find the hard way that they make the brush outlines leak and smudge a little bit. So you can see I'm very careful around the lines, and I have to sort of go back and very carefully colour like just outside the lines, otherwise I'd end up with big smudges and smears, and it was very disheartening after I'd finally got to the point that I thought the picture was pretty much done, and then it's like, oh god, no, I can't do this one thing I really plan on doing. So I still did it. I just took a lot of time with it. It wasn't this part of the reason the picture took so long to do, but I think the end result is okay. It's just, yeah, next time I'll actually think ahead, which is a big problem I have. I don't generally think ahead a lot when I'm doing art. I really am quite spontaneous. I won't sit there and deliberate over like 5 different thumbnails and then transfer it onto sketch paper and then transfer it again. I should, because it feels like that's kind of how you should be if you're a real artist, but I tend to just go for it and go with the moment. So yeah, but yeah, I think it came out okay. I just had to be very careful, and it took a lot longer than I wanted it to. But one thing that I also did with this painting, which you can't see at the moment, it was a digital edition. I had a hard time with Pearl. She's my absolute favourite character. She's me on so many levels, and as a result I never feel like I could do her justice because she is my favourite character. I felt like I can draw Amethyst and Peridot really well on the first try. This was pretty much the first time I drew either of them, and I think I pretty much captured them well enough. But Pearl, I feel like I'm obligated to do a good job by her, and I'm not happy with this at all. And halfway through the painting, once I'd inked it and finished it, I was like, Oh gosh, I really should have had her looking at the portrait of Rose, just this sort of happy, sad moment of like, yes, it's Christmas, you're kind of here in spirit, but you're not here in actuality, and I'm sad but also happy about it kind of thing. Like looking down, she's overseeing Stephen and she's being good bird mom to Stephen, but also, you know, Rose isn't there. So I went back, once I'd finished and scanned the image in, I went back onto Paint Tool site and I edited her expression, which you will see on the final picture is looking up at Rose rather than the sort of gormless, weird face she's got now. But yeah, I skipped a lot of this video because, like I said, the actual thing was hours and hours long, but I skipped a lot, and now I'm using Charisma pencils, which I've had forever, and they're okay. I want to get some better, like, Prismacolor pencils, maybe. But yeah, and now you can see the final piece. You can see the edited Pearl face, which is still a bit gormless, but I find it really hard to draw, and I'm sorry, my mic cut out a little bit, and I don't really know why, but I did the whole thing in one take. I'm really happy with it. I'm just going to upload it now because it's really, really old and blah, and I'm going to do a more regular weekly schedule of hopefully 2 videos a week very soon. So thanks for putting up with me, thanks for sticking with me, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!